Welcome back. Now for the news in detail. There has been another disturbing twist in the global financial services sector. This time, it is not one of those USA-based organizations such as the International Consortium of Journalists ICIJ release accusing the BVI and other UK overseas territories or other financial jurisdictions of being a tax haven. The USA is now regarded as the world's favorite tax haven. In late 2015, a Bloomberg Businessweek article uncovered the jaw-dropping boost for the U.S. financial services sector.
Why is it now that the U.S. is seen as a safe haven for these assets? It's been the Cayman Islands, as I said, Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, so where to begin? I mean, basically, 7 or 8 years ago, the U.S. started cracking down on Swiss banks that were helping rich Americans hide their money offshore. And what happened is that a bunch of countries overseas, dozens of countries, have agreed to sign on to international standards to share bank account information to try to prevent their citizens from dodging taxes. The one major country that hasn't signed on is the U.S. And so what's happening now is fund managers and trust companies and tax lawyers who have clients outside the U.S. who are maybe a little worried about their accounts in Cayman and Switzerland and the British Virgin Islands and who want confidentiality are talking about moving that money into the U.S. And that's actually happening. In the story, we spoke to Rothschild, the big European bank, which has set up a trust company in Reno, Nevada, of all places, and they are in the process of moving wealthy clients from Asia and Turkey out of the Bahamas, out of Bermuda, and into Nevada.
Businesses are reportedly moving out of jurisdictions like BVI, often branded as tax havens by international regulatory bodies such as the Organization for Economic Development, the OECD, among others, and members of the G8 group of countries, which include France, Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, Japan, the United States, Canada, and Russia.
Why? I mean, why Nevada and why South Dakota? What are they doing?
Well, so they're moving into the U.S. because the U.S. hasn't signed on to these international protocols. South Dakota, Nevada, some other states have trust laws that are particularly beneficial, make it easier for you to avoid taxes, add an extra layer of confidentiality.
So the U.S. hasn't signed on to this yet. Certainly we saw a lot of reporting about the secrecy surrounding high-end real estate in major cities, and an indication that the government is now going to start looking into who is owning what, whether these shell companies are or not. What does the government say, A, about why they haven't signed on to this, and B, about the level of scrutiny they apply to individuals like this?
Right. So the Treasury Department kind of has two responses. One is they say that the laws that we have in place are sufficient, and at the same time, the Obama Treasury Department has made a proposal that would be similar to what some of these other countries have signed on to. That they are proposing to do things that would kind of up the level of scrutiny, but so far that hasn't happened. It would require congressional approval, which I think the Treasury Department knows would be quite difficult.
In 2015, BVI signed various agreements with the United States and the United Kingdom to exchange tax information on an automatic basis. This, in addition to becoming a signatory to the Multilateral Competent Authority Agreement, comprising over 50 countries, and one of the early adopters of the common reporting standards pursuant to the Multilateral Convention on Mutual Administrative Assistance in Tax Matters.